Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Shiko SAT Review Series. Start from this video, we're going to start a new topic. It's linear equations. Linear equations, in fact, is a pretty easy topic. We cover most of them in the Algebra 1 class, and then we cover some a little bit more advanced topic in the Algebra 2 class. But if you look at the SAT exams, linear equations have a lot of problems related to the linear equations. So that's why we're going to divide this topic into several units. And so we're going to combine the different type of the questions related to the linear equation, see what type of the questions we have. So the first unit we're going to cover is solving the linear equations. It's a very easy unit, and I think most of you probably be very good at it. But if you take a look, for the previous many years, the SAT exam, they always have one or two problems. So it is an easy unit. So at the same time, they are the very easy point to grasp, right? Okay, so that's why we're going to take a look at this unit, how to solve the linear equation. So I collect about 24 problems from the previous year's SAT, so you can take a look. Like I say, some of the problems are super easy, but also, because of the SAT is timed exams, so for the easy problem, then you need to be fast and get the correct answers, right? Okay, so let's take a look. So I'm going to divide this unit solving the linear equations to the two videos because I don't want to go too long for one video here, right? Okay, so now let's start to take a look at the problem and let's start to work on the problems here. Okay, let me go to my linear equation, how to solve the linear equations here, all right? So now let's take a look at the first ones here. Like I said, a lot of those problems are super easy, but I just want to make sure you have you know how to solve it, right? So get the feeling about it. So if you see those type of problems happen in the SAT, what do you need to do? You need to be able to get it super fast, right? Okay, so this one is a very easy one. So they said 3x plus 3 equal to the 27. Like I say, most of you you just do the minus 3 minus 3. So what do you have here? So you have 3x equal to 24. So what is the x here? You divide by 3, right? You divide by 3, you divide by 3. So what is your x value? X value is equal to what? It's equal to 8, right? So this is your answer, x equal to 8, all right? So it's pretty easy, right? Okay, so now let's take a look at the second ones here. So for the second ones here, we're going to solve the problem, the 2/3. Okay, so this is the 2/3, 9x minus 6 minus 4 is equal to the 9x minus 6 here. Okay, and atypical, just like when we try to solve the system of equations, I think the easiest way we can do is what? I think the easiest way we can do is, get rid of the fractions. But also, okay, if you take a look here, right? So you take a look at these problems here, you can just like times the 3/2 both sides. But in here, like I said, because SAT is timed the exam, so sometimes there's certain tricks you can see here. So here, they want you to find the 3x minus 2, right? So then in here, you see here, right? So you see here, this is 9x minus 6, all right? So the 9x minus 6 is equal to what? If you take the 3 out, hey, what you have here is 3x minus what? 3x minus 2, right? All right, so now in here, so you can simplify this. You say, okay, this is 2/3, then this is times 3. you will have a 3x minus 2 and the minus 4. So the same ways here, you factor this one out. This is 3x minus 2. All right, so after you do that, then you can do, so you cancel that. So what do you have here? So you have what? You have 2, 3x minus 2 minus 4 is equal to 3x minus 2, right? So here, this is what, because they asked for the 3x minus 2, and in here, you have 2, 3x minus 2, you have 3, the 3x minus 2. So what you can do, see here, you can do is just say, hey, how about, okay, so let's see here. So like in here. Okay, so now instead of you use the distributive properties here, you can say, okay, how about I just minus 2, the 3x minus 2. And this is a minus 2, the 3x minus 2, right? So here, now what is here? You have a negative 4. And what is here? This is the 3x minus 2 here, right? So this is the 3x, so here is 3, this is minus 2x. So what is here is 3x what? Minus 2 here, right? So if this is 3x minus 2, so that's what is the answer here. What is the answer here? It's negative 4, right? So, when you try to solve this type of problem, like I said, you observe it to see what you have. Of course, you can do like, just, use a distributive property and do it, and you still can get the answer. But the procedure will be maybe take way more times to do it, all right? So here, before you just jump it, so you take a look, you want to find the 3x minus 2. So the 9x minus 6, you immediately notice the 9x minus 6 has something to do with the 3x minus 2, right? So this is a lot easier way, try to use the distributive properties here. So let me make a mark here. So because that's a different technique we can do here, right? Okay, so now let's take a look. Okay, so let's take a look here, right? So for these ones here, I want to find the x's here. Okay, so if you, in order to find the x's here, right? So you can do is like say, okay, so this is the xx on the right-hand side. Okay, so I have this xx, I can cancel this ones here, right? So instead of just adding them up, so then you can say here, it was, so 3x plus x is how many? Is 4x. Minus 5 is equal to what? Is equal to 7, right? Then you just plus 5 both sides. So what do you have here? You got a 4x equal to what? 12. So what is x? X equal to 3 here, right? So this is the answer. So like I said, when you do the SAT, the speed is the concern. So for here, you can do it another way. You can say that, okay, then you can say combine this one first, right? So you can say this is 1, 2, 3. So you can say it's 6x minus 5 is equal to what? 7 plus 2x. Then you can, the minus the 2x both sides and then the plus 5. So you still can get the answer, but sometimes it will take a little bit longer, right? Okay, so now let's take a look at the next ones here. So this one is also pretty straightforward. So let's say which one is equal to these equations here, right? So this is basically what they try to test us. They try to test us the what? The distributive properties, right? So when we do the distributive property, make sure you need to distributive both, right? So this is 3x plus 15 minus 6. So this is 3x plus what? Plus 9, right? So the C is the answer. Okay, now let's take a look at these ones here, right? Okay, so for this one, okay, so for this ones here, okay, also let's try to be kind of the smart and try to do the things because let's observe it first, right? Instead of, we just jump into the, try to solve the equation. Let's take a look at what we can simplify it. Remember that, like I said, many times, SAT is timed, right? So this is 2n. Haha, I have 2n's here. All right, so the 2n over 5 equal to 10, right? So this is like a 2n over 5 equal to 10. So you times 5 both sides. So 2n is equal to what? 2n is equal to 50. So you don't need to find the n first and then go to plug in because this is 2n minus 1. So I immediately know 2n minus 1 is equal to what? It's equal to 49. So so you don't need to say, oh, okay, n is equal to 50 divided by 2 is 25, and substitute back layer and find the 49. You don't have to, right? Because you observed it. Okay, so now let's take a look at this ones here. So the next ones here is the, okay, so if they say that if x equal to the 2/3 times y, and the y equal to 18, then what is the 2x minus 3 here? So for this ones here, is okay, y is equal to 18, right? So that means I want to find x equal to the 2x minus 3. So the x is equal to what? 2/3. And the y is equal to what? 18. Okay, so this is 3 and 18. So what is x here? X is 12. So 2x minus 3, so it's 24 minus what? Minus 3 is 21 here. So this is 21. Okay, so like when you do the SAT exam, if those type of the problems on the exam, you need to be able to pick them out fast and get them done because those are the very kind of the simple and the basic problems, and then you should get the credit for that, and don't hang up with some hard problems, right? Like I said, every SAT exam they always have 2 or 3 problems solving this easy linear equations, right? So spot them and try to solve it. Okay, so now this one's here. Okay. So here, okay, so this one's here also. Let's see here. I said, okay, 3r equal to 18. I want to find what is 6r plus 3. Well, what you can do is, because I know the 6r's, right, is equal to the 2 times 3r. So they already give us the 3r is equal to 18. So the 6r plus 3, you can just directly say, hey, it's 2 times 18 plus 3. Right, so it's 36 plus 3 is equal to 39, right? So it's this answer. So you don't have to say r is equal to 18 divided by 3, the 6, and then substitute here. Of course, you can do that. And I think about if you spot like the 3r and the 6r, 6r is 2 times 3, so you directly just say 2 times 18 plus 3, right? So you will get an answer a lot faster here. Okay, so now the next one's here. Let's take a look. This one's here. Okay, so this one is like a 3/5 W equal to 4/3. So what is the value of W? That means you try to solve the W's, right? Okay, so for this type of the problem, they try to test is this. So it's 3/5 W's, right? Is equal to 4/3. So in order to solve this type of the problems, what you need to do, well, you need to, just like we divide like the 3 here, get like the r. So here, what you need to do, you need to times something to, to get rid of this fraction. So what I need to multiply here, in order to simplify this fraction, I need to multiply the 5/3, right? Because the 1 of the 5 is on the denominator, 1 is on the numerator, you can cancel. So the same way, you cannot just multiply the something on one side. If you multiply the 5 over 3, so you need to multiply the 5 over 3 on the right-hand side, right? So now here, the 3 and the 3 cancel, 5 and the 5 cancels, right? So that's what you can get the W. So now how do you do that? So you times the numerator, you times the denominator, nothing can cancel there. So it's 20 over what? 20 over 9. So it's 20 over 9 is the answer is D. So what is this one try to test you is how to simplify a coefficient with the fractions here, right? So be very careful because this is a 3/5 instead in front of the W. So that's why you times 5 over 3 here. Okay, got it? Okay, good. So let's take a look here. All right, so the next thing's here. All right, so the next thing's here. Let's take a look here. So they tell you if, okay, so this is kind of like, we need to be careful about our reading. So let's say if 16 plus 4x is 10 more than 14, what is the value of AX here? All right. Okay, so let's take a look. 14 plus X is 10 more, right? So that means the 16 plus 4X is how many? Is 10 more than 14, right? So I'm sorry, here, this is the, this is 4X, it's not, okay, so this is 4x, right? It's 10 more than 14. If it's equal to 14, we can just say equal, right? So, but here is 10 more, so what is it equal to? So it's equal to 24 so here. So this is the problem mainly try to test you to see you be able to read this, right? Okay, so now in order to solve for x, to solve for ax, so I minus 14, 16 here. So this is 4x. And 24 minus 16 is what? Is 8. Okay, so instead of just solving for x, then you say, oh, okay, so they want for the ax. So my 4x equal to 8. So what is my ax equal to? Equal to 16, right? So that's the answer. So I don't have to divide by 4 again, find the x and then times 8, right? Because you see, okay, this is ax, and this one gives me the 4x. So I can just get the ax equal to the 16 here. All right? Okay, so now let's take a look. The next problem is here, right? So this one's here. Okay, so let's say if the, okay, so if x minus 1 divided by 3 equal to k, and the k equal to 3, what is the value of x? So, okay, so here is the same thing here. This is x minus 1 over 3, right, is equal to what? Equal to 3, right? That's what the problem tell you. Now, I want to solve for x. So this is the similar like the previous problems we talk about how to simplify, get rid of the fractions, right? So this is a 3, so I need to times 3 here. Then you cannot just times 3 on one side, you need to times 3 on the other side here, right? Okay, now I can see here the 3 and the 3 cancels, right? So I will get x minus 1 is equal to what? Equal to 9, so x equal to what? X equal to 10, right? So this is a pretty, so this one's here is also is pretty easy. Okay, now let's take a look at our next questions here, right? So we're going to do the problem number 12, and then we're going to quickly stop this video, and so we don't do last too long here. Okay, so this one's here is also pretty simple. Let's say y equal to kx. K is a constant. So when y is 24, then y is equal to 24 when x equal to 6, right? So that means I know the 24 is equal to the k times 6. So what is my case here? K is 4. So I want to find the y value when the k x equal to 5. So we just give 4 times x. So we'll just be 4 times 5 is equal to what? It's 20, right? So it's also It's a very, very super easy questions here. Okay, so now let's take a look at the last problem for this videos here. Okay. So for this video, the last problem here is 2ax minus 15 equal to the 3x plus 5, 5x minus 1. So we want to see a is a constant. So we want to see where is no solution. That means no value of the x will satisfy this equations, right? Okay, let's take a look. This is a very good problem here. So first I use the distributive property, try to solve it, right? So this is 2ax minus 15 is equal to the 3x plus 1, 5 plus 5x minus 1 here. Okay, so 3x, 5x. So I can combine this is the ax plus 14, right? So I have ax plus, so this is 3x, oh, this is, sorry, I did it wrong here. So it's 5 here, right? So it's plus 10. Okay, so it's ax plus 10. And my left-hand side here, right? So my left-hand side is 2x minus 15. Okay, so I add 15, both sides. So I have a 2ax equal to the ax plus 25. Okay, now I'm going to solve for x, right? So I minus ax both sides. So what I have here, so my right hand side equal to 25. So what is here? This is the 2a minus 8 to the x here. Okay, so I know that my x here is 25 over 2a minus 8. So we know, the a can be any number except what? Except, whatever the a, make the denominator equal to 0. If the denominator equal to 0, I know it's no solutions, right? So that's why I said a can be any number. I can always find a solution to x here. So that's why the 2a minus a, if it is equal to 0, then a is equal to what? A is equal to 4. So when a is equal to 4, then the x has a what? Has no solutions here. All right, so that's why it's the C here. I'm going to make a mark here, so you might also mark here. So number 12 is a very kind of interesting problem, because in the next video, we're going to talk about the similar linear equations. We have infinity numbers of the solutions. That means every x value can satisfy here, right? So how do we do that? So for the one is no solutions here. That means when you try to solve for the x, so what happens here? Your denominator becomes to 0. That's the only numbers, right? When the denominator becomes to 0, then you're going to have no solutions here, right? So this is a very, very important part here, right? So it's number 12. So you might mark it so you can go back to review, and so you will remember when they ask for no solution or infinite number of solutions, how do you do that? Okay, that's it. We're going to quit the first videos in here. So we're going to finish the remaining 12 problems. And in our second video, like I say, this topic, this unit, solving the linear equation is a super, super easy topic. But it's also, those are the problems you want to make sure you get credit for the SAT exams, right? Because you don't want to hang out with, you don't want to hang up with the hard problem and miss those easy ones here. Okay, that's it, all right? So it's, it's a nice talk to you, and, I'm looking forward to talk to you our next videos here. Have a good day. If you want to get these worksheets, or if you have any requests, feel free to send me the email, and I have my email address at the introduction slide. It's the shikomathlab@gmail.com. All right. Also, feel free to subscribe to the channel, so every time when we have a new review section come up, you will get the notifications. It's so nice to talk to you, and you have a good day. And I talk to you, soon for our video number 2 here. Okay, bye.